What was
the restaurant thing?
inspiration for you to start doing content online? Like, how long have you been doing it, and like, what kind of like pushed you in that direction?
What pushed me in that? Well, I think it was basically when I created my first rub. I was thinking of a small brand. Most people never heard of Big Swede BBQ before. How do I get it out there? And we're still a small brand. I'm humble enough to realize that when you compare Little Big Swede BBQ to some of the big names out there, it's a big difference. But I'm pretty so I think it was a very calculated way of, if I create content that show people how to use the rubs, they will buy more rubs. And then you start creating content, and when I look back at the videos back then, it feels horrible. They're so bad. The sound is, I drone on for like 20 minutes talking about nonsense. The light is horrible. Everything is oversaturated because I wanted it to look like, it looks like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Everything is neon and it's oversaturated. And the sound is in one speed. It's just bad. But I forced myself to learn editing, to learn how to shoot stuff, because I do everything myself. I don't have a team. So I have 2 cameras that I move around, and then I edit everything in Adobe Premiere Pro myself. And so it's a lot of work. But I think it started very deliberately that I need to do this because I need to sell more rubs. And then it came into, no, I actually like the creative side of it. That it's kind of fun to put it together, think about what kind of music can I put in the background, what kind of angles can I use to make the food look good. And it became a way to manage stress in life, I think.
That's super interesting. And that story that you told about like how bad it looked in the beginning and everything like that, that so many people have experienced that. And I feel like so many people would do more if they realize that you'll get better over time. And it only is by doing that you'll get better, because some people are so scared to start making content. I just did a whole presentation at a Cater Source convention about kind of getting outside your comfort zone and just starting, because in the beginning it is going to look like crap. It just is. I mean, the very first Barbecue Like a Boss video we did was a iPhone selfie video of me recording myself talking about the difference of baby back ribs and St. Louis ribs. And now, I mean, if you look at our last post on Instagram, you can see the quality is there. You know, we have a camera person, we have more of attention to detail, and the lighting and the coloring is all correct, you know, but it takes time to get there. We've been doing it for over 4 years now, you know, so.
And I think it's also a difference between if you are doing content because you want to be famous, for instance. I couldn't care less about that. For me, it's about educating people how to cook better food outside, which also basically mean that when I look at some of the content that I create, I know how to get more views. That would be picking certain kind of food, shoot it more in a sort of portrait mode, make it shorter, snappier, more in your face, trying to go find those viral moments. But that's not how I learn. I learn from a little bit slower tempo, a little bit more step by step. And so I make videos that I would watch, and I don't get as many views perhaps on those, but I think they're good for the purpose of educating people on how to cook stuff rather than how to get views. And I think that's sometimes the difference too. If you make it for yourself, then at least you stand by your brand and you can be proud of what you do, instead of trying to rank how many likes do I get.
Right.
Because
that's
I think
that's
the fear that some people have when they start something. That's the focus. Like I need
how
to
many
grow.
Followers, how many likes, how many, and that's not always the best indicator, because you want the people that really are there to learn from you and that like you and like your content. And yeah, I mean, there's a balance for us for sure. We are looking for some of those, metrics, but it has to be authentic and it has to be stuff that I'm interested in. Otherwise, it comes across on camera. If you're cooking something you could give two shits about, it's not going to come across very excitingly on camera,
Yeah, and you never really know what's going to hit or not either. It's kind of a little bit like I have a video that I cooked on the Green Mountain Grill many, many years ago, and it's one of those like super bad videos, and I'm smoking a rabbit. And it's gotten close to 100,000 views, and it's one of those where every month there's another 1,000 views, and it's a bad video. It's really, really bad. And to be honest, the rabbit that I cooked tasted horribly too. But you stood, this is very tender and juicy, and you could see that it's dry and horrible, and so that one gets a lot of visibility. Then the video that I'm probably the most proud of is that I have a bourbon Smashburger recipe where I hired a rapper from Atlanta, a tremendously talented guy. His name is Jay Nolan. Okay. I wrote the recipe as a rap. He recorded it, and it's awesome.
Business, we fire up the art of flame and get the plancha hot. Add some wagyu brisket to a bowl, fill it to the top. Season with the big Swede BBQ burger boost. Add some hickory smoke powder. The smell is incredible. Mix thoroughly, mold them in the balls. Then we grab the tortilla press to put it to the cars. Get some parchment paper to lay out the patties above and below. You press down, now it's time to run the rest of the show. Stick of butter on the griddle, let some oil to the middle. Slice onions come to play, lay them down, let them sizzle till they caramelize brown. We throwing some bacon now before we start bringing in the patties and set them down until they get crispy. Flambe them in whiskey, flip them over American cheese. Top them is drippy, now we stack them up in threes. Don't cover till the cheese melt. Brush the inside of some brioche and put them on the grill. 30 seconds, now we can sample the dish. Add bacon to the bottom, 3 patties. We come equipped with some onions till we drizzle in the garlic aioli. Put a bun on the top and that's the end of the story. Put some bourbon smash burgers on the grill. All the people in my city know the deal.
And it's lighted perfectly. I cook it on my Artiflame, so there's fire in the background, and I flambe with bourbon. It's the coolest video, and everything is to this badass rap. It's just like boom, 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 and it's such a great video. And crickets, nothing.
Oh no, man!
So you never know, and that's the fun part of it too. It's like is
that video on YouTube? I have to go check that out.
I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, Bourbon Smashburger with Jay Nolan. It's one of my proud ones. I think it's awesome, but clearly nobody else did.
Well, that's definitely happened to us too before. We're putting out this banger, and then nobody sees it but me and my producer.
That's also one reason why Big Swede BBQ makes absolutely no money at all, because as soon as I have a little bit of money on my bank account from rub sales, I always go and do something. So I think we have 2 barbecue songs on Spotify. One is called Badass Backyard Cooking, because that's my cookbook. And one was an anthem that I created called We Are Backyard Heroes. So I hired a guy that was on the 6th season of The Voice. I think he went to the quarterfinals. Ryan White Maloney out of Las Vegas. Super talented guy. So I wrote the lyrics. We created this song together. Then he recorded, and I paid him a ton of money for it. And I go and listen to it, and nobody else is.
It's
fun. It's something different, right?
So let me tell you a story. So in 2008, when everything crashed and the financial crisis and everything, my uncle almost lost everything. Like the business, he definitely lost his mind a little bit. But anyways, he wrote a whole record and took old music and then put his own lyrics to it, and then paid a recording studio to record everything. And he's got a whole CD of like 20 songs that he did similar to what you did. And he's got a couple that are actually really good. One was the Super Bowl Shuffle when the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So that whole song, and then all of our managers had a verse on there where we actually went to the studio and recorded ourselves singing this rap verse. And so that was a good one. And then he's got this other one that is called "I Eat with My Hands, Man," and it's a barbecue song. I'll have to send him a copy. Well, my uncle, he just got back from Arizona, so when he goes next, he always goes when it's cold here. I'm gonna set you guys up on an email chain, and you guys can go have some Little Miss barbecue together, because he would love to. He loves the creativity. You tell him about your music and everything. He's absolutely love that.
We also created one song for Christmas called "All I Want Is Barbecue Rubs for Christmas." I thought that was great. I did a music video to that one day where I thought that would hit, and like 200 views on YouTube. So you never know, but it's you have to. I think that you have to have fun with it too. You can't take yourself too serious. And I think the barbecue and the grilling and creating this allows me to just do fun things as well. If somebody would tell me that I would be able to travel around, do cooking classes, do barbecue events, meet all these cool people 10 years ago, if I told myself that, I wouldn't believe it. So it's fun, and life's too short. And I think that with my wife's situation and her health, we came to the realization that you have to live a little bit now and here and do the things that, you still have to pay the bills, but you also have to find something that you thoroughly enjoy. And what is better than cooking food outside? It's really hard to beat.
That's awesome. No, that makes me so happy to hear. I think that is like a recipe for a happy life right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's really good.